an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
Welcome to Never Date Just One, sis. It is your host, Arthur Trinity, Coach Erica. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this channel. And you know, our journey here is to learn how to do what, sis? Never date just one. So make sure that you have your copy. Click the link on this video to get it so that you can learn how to roster date properly. But do also the things that you need to do before you jump back into the dating scene. I have an exciting update for you all because I think that y'all think that the things that I'm telling y'all don't work. And at any age, it will work if you follow the process. But you have got to sacrifice some things in order for you to be able to obtain some things from the universe. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. Make sure you are, again, liking, subscribing, and following this channel. Share it out. And let's jump into our content. First and foremost, I know that I have been gone for a few days. I did post a video yesterday. That was my reactions to some videos that I see when I scroll TikTok, and I just be going back to the way y'all be thinking and y'all entitlement. I just be like, what is going on here? We're going backwards. If we keep having this type of content that goes viral and y'all go like it and y'all see it, and then you start thinking like this person, and that's just not what it is. I need you to come back to reality, because whatever you thought was reality is not, okay? So there's stuff. So that video was done. I'm also going to be touching on the topic that I was supposed to get on in episode 31, which was emotional dependence, is what I'm going to touch on today. And it definitely ties into your dating, whether you're going to date one person because you still like to put your eggs in one basket, or if you're going to completely roster date the right way. Emotional dependence, you have got to learn how to check your emotions at the door. That's why you need to never date just one, because I'm helping you learn how to emotionally put them things back in and become an emotionally intelligent individual where you can know where to use your emotions and where to keep them out of things. So again, grab your copy of the Never Date Just One, sis, on this video, and let's jump into the content. Emotional dependence. It is something that it'll make somebody run away from you. It'll make people look at you different, like, dang, what she went through in her childhood, what she been through in her life. Why is she so dependent on me to feel good? Why am I the reason why she gets so angry? Why am I the reason why she's always crying? You have an emotional dependence on somebody because you expect them to make you feel good about yourself and validate your emotions. More importantly, your emotional dependence is running people away, because people do not want to be responsible for your emotions. Those are your emotions. So that's why you need to learn how to control them, use them where they need to be used, put them up where they don't need to be used. Every situation you enter, every relationship does not require you to have these excessive emotions. And that's how y'all run people away. Because y'all become too dependent on them. And it shows. How do I know? I used to do the same thing. I would let men be the source of my happiness. And when I wasn't with somebody, I would find myself just not in the best spirits, because I was literally dependent on somebody else's emotions for me to feel good. And I had to really self-evaluate. And I told y'all about that, what you're going to do in a Never Date Just One. Self-evaluate to look at those patterns. Nobody else was responsible for my emotions but me. I got my feelings hurt because those are my emotions. And had I just removed them from the situation, then I probably would have got different results. Okay. Now, before I jump into that, I want to give you an update. My mom, I love her to death. I love her. And, of course, I wanted her to enter back into her dating journey because she's 60. She's about to be 67. And so she's been single since the divorce from my dad, which happened sometime, I think, in early 2000s or something like that. But they had been split back in the 1990s. And she had been in this long-term, I'm going to tell y'all, she had been in this long-term relationship with the man that she thought was going to marry her. And it had been since I was in the 5th grade. I'm telling y'all about the time y'all be putting in. I'm trying to tell y'all because I'm giving y'all real life examples. She had met this man when we was in the 5th grade. She had been in a relationship with him, or what she thought was a relationship. And she thought that if she put in all this time, put in all this work throughout all these years, for whatever reason, she thought that he would marry her. he was still legally married to his first wife. So I think in 2009, which is a few years after I came out of college, mom thought that her and this man had got married. She was under the impression that they was married legally. And come to find out, there was never a legal marriage. He was able to pull the wool over her eyes to shut her up so she can stop saying that she wanted to be married, so he can keep her doing the things that he needed her to do, as some men will do. And then she found out that he was still legally married to his first wife. So it took her a while for her to let that go, because again, when you put so much into something, when you put so much emotion and so much time into something, it'd be hard for y'all to let go. But you'd have been wasted so much time. So much of her time was wasted with this one man, thinking it was going to go that way, when she had met several good dudes in the process and still didn't give them the chance that she gave this one man. But because she's felt so indebted to this one man, she never did it. So what that did, took time out of her life, and it got her to thinking that she was married, to find out that she wasn't legally married. So here we are now. She's ready to start dating again. What she did do was enter back into her feminine energy. Now, I did tell her that she had needed to let go of my brother. See, one thing that Black mothers don't realize is the more you hold on to your sons, they got masculine energy and they're men. The more you hold on to your sons and try to be there for them every time they fall, you're never going to attract a man into your universe, because you're already blocking that. That's being blocked because your sons are there. So because of that, there is not a man that's going to come into your space that want to treat you like a woman, because you have those men there, those sons that you keep helping. I told her to stop putting them kids first. I know that they're your kids, but you don't realize your kids will block the blessings that the universe has for you, because you put too much energy into them. Therefore, you're not putting enough energy into you, your desires going into the universe. You don't get it. Anyways, so when she started wanting to date, she had met one guy. She thought they was, going somewhere. He love bombed her. He did. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. He love bombed her. He definitely did. Her mind, she thought that was her man, and all he did was take a whiff of her insecurities, use them against her, got what he wanted, then got out of there. So everything that my mom wanted with this man, he went and gave it to that lady right there. Her feelings was hurt. She was really hurt by that. So she took herself back out the game, and she just said, bump it. I'm just about to be a great grandmother to my nephew. And she just went into, what did she do? Take her energy from that, place it into my nephew. And then what did that do? Tell the universe mixed signals. Because again, now you're supposed to go back into dating, but you put the energy back into another male, even though that's my nephew, another male. So you're still giving mixed signals to the universe. I told y'all got to be clear when you're trying to do, because that prayer stuff ain't it. You got to manifest it and know it's going to come. But if you're being blocked because your life, whatever male is there, it is not going to come like you want it to come, okay? Because eventually my nephew went to go back, do what? Live with his mom, my niece. So now that the energy is gone, initially mom felt lonely. She's like, what am I to do? I don't have a life. Get back out there and date. Get back out there and date now. Now it's time for you to go back out there and date with intentions and with purpose and speaking into the universe. So fast forward to now, she had met a nice gentleman near her age, very handsome man. And they began to go on dates. Mama taking it slow like she's supposed to. She went on one date that he planned. They went on a date that she planned, because that's how this goes in this journey. She took the steps. She's not putting any sexual energy into this. She's just trying to learn this man as much as she can, and for him to learn her. One thing that she just told me, she was like, I had told him that don't be expecting no sex or nothing from me before 90 days. I had said, hold on, stop that. See, that's that think like you man, Steve Harvey shit. I keep telling y'all to get away from that. That is not what we're doing. You don't put a time frame on intimacy. You cannot do that, because all you would do is have a man do what? Love bomb you for 90 days just to get the goods and still get out of there. We're not putting time frames on that. You don't do that. What you do is you look at all the verbal, non-verbal communication. You listen with your eyes and your ears. You watch, you learn, and you observe. And if there is a connection, then you will move in that direction. Doesn't mean it's going to take 90 days. Doesn't mean it's going to take less than 6 months. You have to know your end all be all. But please don't ever tell a man how long it's going to take for you to be intimate with him, because all he going to do is listen to what you said. And if his only purpose was to be intimate with you, he was going to go with them 90 days, love bomb you, do everything he can to show you whatever he showed you. And the moment you sleep with him, one or two things going to happen. Either he's finna get out of there, you finna never hear from him again, or he just going to continue to keep playing you. And it's just going to get worse, worse, and worse. And you're not going to even realize it, because you're so shadowed now the sex has entered. So now you definitely don't want to leave him alone. Stop with the time frames. There is no time on when you're going to be intimate sexually with somebody. The time should be on how long it takes for you to get there. And that may be a week, that could be 2 weeks, long as you're not being love bombed and you know that his intentions are real intentions. So I told Mama, don't do that again. I had said, but you could have set a goal and said, well, you know what? We're not going to be intimate until we, on our first cruise. Did you hear me when I said on our first cruise? Because my mama loves cruises. So the investment would be the cruise, right? Because now your needs are being met, right? You catch me now, catch me. I said you should have said, well, on our first cruise, that's probably when I'll feel comfortable being intimate with you. What does that mean? That means that for one, he's going to have to go invest some time to find this cruise, some money to pay for this cruise, and some effort to get us to that point. That may not be for 6 months. That may not be for a year. But what we're about to do is see what he's finna put in, because now you've told him. So anyways, she didn't even get a chance to say, I had said, Mama, just think like that. Maybe on the cruise. So Mama said, okay, I'm going to do that. That next day, which was yesterday, he came over to see her again before I left to go out of town. And by the time I had finished getting my hair done and I had to meet back up with my mom, she had said that they had got on the computer. He found the cruise, he paid a deposit, and he told her this cruise will be paid off by February. Mom loves cruises. She needs cruises. He is now speaking to her need. He sat right down with her, located a cruise that was right around his birthday time in June, because he's never been on a cruise. So now Mama's about to introduce him to something different because he's never been on one. They're going to go on their cruise. It's going to be his first cruise. It's going to be Mom's, I think, 4th or 5th cruise. Now she gets to experience this cruise. I don't have to go with her. Because in the beginning, I was going to go with her. But now I don't have to go. Because she has what? A man. The one that she's been dating. And she's been following the never date just one system. And it has gotten there. So what I'm trying to tell you is this, ladies. If you follow the systems and the patterns and you get rid of the things that are blocking your desires, then you will get the results that you're looking for. And who knows if they're going to get married. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the next year. All I can tell you is where they are right now. But understand, my mama had to release my brothers. She had to increase her standards. She had to set some boundaries. She had to have a set of expectations, which she did. And then she has to learn how to verbalize what she wants and what she needs, which she did, for her to be able to get the results that she got. Okay, now moving along. I don't expect my mom to roster date. She probably doesn't even have time to go out there and meet multiple men. So if her putting the eggs in one basket is that's what she want to do, long as she's doing it not the way she did it before, looking for those same results, she's not going to get them because she never received them. Okay, so she had to change up a little bit things. And the number one thing I told y'all was dropping the need to be there for my brothers, because that was never going to attract a man. As long as you got men that's blocking that in your life, there is not a man that's going to come in. Now, if a man does come in and you still, your grown sons living with you, or you still doing for them, then trust me, he's coming in because he saw what you did for them, so he know you're going to do it for him. They grown. So he's grown. So if he can see that you still put it into your sons, and guess what? He gonna come in and expect the same thing from you, and you gonna do it, not realizing what's going on. You're just gonna move him right in, and don't realize he just came in to be your third son. Now, emotional dependence. How does that relate? I'm gonna tell you why. My mother was emotionally dependent on the man that she had met when we was in the 5th grade for over a decade, thinking that was gonna make him marry her. And while she believed that they had got married, her emotions were so in tune that she didn't even realize that he had played over on her. They were not married, and he still was having his cake and eat it too with other women. Emotionally dependent on him caused her to miss all of those red flags. So let's talk about that emotional dependence, because a lot of y'all, again, do not have your emotions in checks. It is leading to you getting your feelings hurt because you don't. First, I want to define what emotional dependency is, because a lot of y'all are going to be confused at what this means. You're going to think that you're not that. So I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, okay? It is a psychological state where someone's emotions or emotional well-being is dependent on another person, okay? You need this person to make you happy. You need this person to make you smile. This person often makes you angry. This person often makes you sad. This person does all of these things to make you emotionally dependent on them. That's the whole purpose of love bombing, to get you emotionally dependent on them so that they can get to their end results quicker while you don't realize what they're doing, which is why I say no love bombing, none. Thou shalt not like a man more than he likes you. If you're his type, he'll keep you right. Because y'all got to stop being emotionally dependent on these people that's not looking for that with you at all. They already know who their wife is. Let me just start there. And it may not be true. So you just throwing all your emotions into this thing from the beginning just shows where you are lacking. It shows low self-esteem, low self-worth, and low self-love and all of that. And guess what? That man's going to use it to his advantage and get whatever he needs to get from you and get out of there or stay however long he needs to do for you to build him up, for him to go to the next woman who is already emotionally intelligent enough not to depend on him.
You should not be dating if you have low self-esteem, because people with low self-esteem will always be taken advantage of in the dating arena. And too many men and women are out there looking for their ideal mate, but you don't have the ideal self-esteem in order to engage the type of mate that you want. Is your self-esteem at a level that this type of person would want you?
Okay, so it occurs in a relationship, including with your romantic partners, definitely with your children. Your children literally will use these emotions that you have for them. As I told y'all, my brothers did. They will use those emotions against you to be able to get their intended results. Because guess what? They still men. That's just what they do. Whether you their mama or not. That's just what they do. Okay? People who are emotionally dependent, they feel uncomfortable when they're not with their person. You felt like that before. Okay, I'm talking to you. They feel they have an idealized view of their relationship and their partner. You think he is a statue of gold. In reality, he ain't nothing but a pile of manure. You can't see it though because you're so emotionally dependent on that stinky smell. That when you smell something fresh, it's foreign. Okay? You believe your life lacks meaning without a partner. Without this person, you have invested so much into this person that without them, you just don't feel like your life have no meaning. Okay, you have difficulty being alone. Remember, I told y'all about the long feeling of loneliness and being alone. Okay, some of y'all need to be alone so you can enjoy being with yourself. But because you do not like the loneliness that come with it, you become emotionally dependent on somebody just to keep them there. You be feeling jealous or possessive of your partner. Listen, did y'all see that interview with Trina?
First day he came to my house to see me, I felt safe instantly. The first day, the very next day, I left. I went out of town. I was so safe. I left him there and he had to leave. And I was like, don't leave. You're never leaving. We're going to stay in the same house, the same bed every single day from this day on. He was laughing. He thought that was crazy. We moved together. I didn't want it to be his house. And it's like, yeah, your house is nice and it's cute and all that, but come over here right now. We've been together every single day, 365 days. Whether I was working, flying, traveling, sleeping, he was working, flying, whatever. It was every single day. Smother and get on his nerves all day, all over you. Like, just put me in his skin, put me on his driver's license.
When she says that she's with this man, she done been with him 365 days. They together every day. Every day that they're awake, they together. Trina runs a relationship financially and emotionally. And all this man is just tagging along for the ride because it's actually a free ride from him. He doesn't have to put in that much work and energy. I don't care what y'all say. He ain't got to put in much because she's already emotionally dependent on him. And that came from the fact that she had lost her mom. She lost her niece. The relationships that she had that wasn't fruitful. Hollywood was the first loss she had in her life. I'm telling y'all the reasons why she is emotionally dependent on this one man, because she had all of those losses which she never resolved, and she put all those emotions that she can't have for them anymore into this man. Okay, that you base your happiness on your partner's success or the unhappiness on your partner's failure. So if your partner loses his job, you get sad because he's sad. He just need to go back out and get another job. Is he able to sit in that alone? Or do you always feel like you got to share it with them? Emotional dependency, okay? And then you always feel obligated to make your partner happy. You're unhappy. Needs are unmet. But because you still like if you don't do and make him happy, he gonna go, you are now emotionally dependent on this person because, again, you don't like to be alone and you don't like the loneliness, okay? So if all of those or one of those you have understood, you checked off, that's right, then I'm talking to you. You have now become emotionally dependent on other individuals who do not want to be responsible for your emotions. It is a setback. I don't say be hard, be like a brick, act like it don't hurt. It just shows you the real version of them in the time of adversary, in temptation, whatever. But because you didn't see none of that, all you knew that your emotions was dependent on this person. So when they told you, it just broke you to the core. Now you start blaming yourself. Why? Because you're emotionally dependent on that person, whether it's man, woman, whatever your options are. Okay, so emotional dependency starts from not receiving the love and attention needed to feel secure and to develop in a whole person during your childhood. Remember I told y'all about some healing that y'all got to go do in 31 days to internal satisfaction? That's why I say that's the only time I'm gonna give y'all the time to do the healing. If you go heal this childhood trauma because you didn't feel like you got enough love and attention from the mother, from the father, from whoever. If you go work on that in the self-evaluation, like I asked y'all to, and go heal that, now you can free yourself from the emotional confines that you keep putting somebody else in with you who does not want to be there. I'm serious. I had to do it myself when I had to recognize that I had issues and I went to counseling, okay? And it became the fatherless daughter syndrome is what I learned. And I have been acting in that way because I really actually wanted my daddy there. Shout out to my dad because he's in there right now. But you see what I'm saying? I was looking for him and all these other males. I'm talking about too young to be dealing with these grown-ass pedophiles, because that's what you get in the hood. A bunch of overly grown men that are looking at little girls, that are looking for little girls with no fathers and low self-esteem to get in there and break them down, to make them be emotionally dependent on them. All for them to run you through the mud and do nothing with you but break your heart and make you change your view on men or make you become emotionally dependent on every man that you meet. Okay? So when you heal that and understand that it don't matter what you could have did differently from a child, you could have made nobody love you or give you the attention that you felt like you wanted, and you can't go back and change it. So what do you have to do? Give yourself that love and attention now. Fill in that void and apologize to yourself and say, hey, self, I apologize wholeheartedly because I did not realize that because I didn't get the love, I didn't hear it a lot in my childhood, I didn't receive it how I wanted to, or I didn't get the attention from my mom, my dad, my grandma, whomever. I have been putting you through so much trying to fill that void, and I apologize. I'm sorry because I didn't know better, but now I do so I can do better. Say that apology. Don't accept it today because you're not ready to. You have to do some more healing before you accept it. But when you are ready, accept your apology and move forward because now you do know better and you will do better. Okay? So with your emotional dependency, this is where you can't see the wood for the tree. You can't see what's right in front of you because you keep looking over there. A lot of y'all got a lot of images from y'all childhood, the things that y'all watch on TV and y'all saw in movies and things of that nature that you keep trying to make a reality. But the reality of it is that's made for TV. That's just not how a lot of that stuff works, okay? When the love exudes off you, then guess what? It is so contagious that it can't do nothing but capture the right attention. If the low self-love, low self-worth is exuding off you, it's going to attract those who are in the same place as you. Men who have low self-esteem, who have low self-worth, who don't even think of themselves as kings. You're going to keep attracting that, or women, or whatever your preference is. Okay? Now, because it looks like love bombing, you're going to think that this is love. Okay? So you're not going to be able to tell the difference between being love bombed and when somebody truly is in love with you, because you have never seen the difference, because you keep being emotionally dependent on one person. So you don't see that Terrell has been love bombing you for the last year. You don't see that because you're so emotionally dependent on Terrell. Terrell knows exactly what he's doing, because while he's getting everything he needs to get from you, he saw Sharon, and Sharon embodies everything that he wants in a woman. But he knows he's not ready for Sharon. So he's going to stay with you longer while you become more emotionally dependent on you, just so he can build himself up to come to this level where Sharon will now be able to see him. She's here. He wants to get here so he can pull her up. Right now you down here. This where he at. This where you met him at. Both y'all still down here. And as you keep pouring your emotions and keep giving your attention and love to him, he's steadily rising because you're making him better for Sharon. You don't even know it. You still down here though. He rising. And there goes Sharon. Oh my God. He done crossed path with her. Now he finna leap down, pick Sharon up and put him to his level. You still down here with your hurt feelings because you was too emotionally dependent on that man for you to see what you needed to see. All right. So how will you know if there's an emotional addiction? Well, I'm going to tell you. You got to ask yourself these real questions. Remember I told y'all about that self-evaluation? You got to not evaluate your relationships. We've done a self-evaluation. Hopefully you have. But now we need to do a relationship evaluation. Because you will start doing that in your needs assessment. As you compare and find out what your needs is, you have already determined that you have not been able to get none of those needs fulfilled in any previous relationships. But now you're going to take it a step further to see where you're emotionally dependent on the people that you call boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, meaningless titles. Who made the decisions in a relationship? Okay. So who makes the decisions in your relationships? I know sometimes you want it to be a conjoint decision. Remember I told y'all that my mother, I told her, talk to him about your needs so they can make a conjoint decision about this cruise, and they made it together. When she was trying to make a decision without him, which means that before she even brought it to him, because she was still operating her old patterns before she talked to me, she had already decided that, okay, we're going to go on a cruise for his birthday. She's already making plans. Wrong thing to do. You need to include him into the decision so that y'all can make the decision together. Because what if you made these plans and you don't find yourself paying all this money? He don't even want to go on this cruise. You didn't involve him, but you're trying to be emotionally dependent on him. So you think that if you do this, it's going to make you look better. It's not. You're just doing too much. And in the end, you're going to feel played. Stop doing that, okay?
Where the woman is the slave master and the man is the slave, or the man is the slave master and the woman is the slave. And you've seen these relationships where one person makes all the decisions and have all the power, and the other person needs to remain silent unless spoken to.
It's great to make the decisions together. So instead of you always deciding that y'all finna go to bed at this time because you want to go to bed, let him decide. Say, baby, I don't want to go to bed right now. Let's stay up till like 12 and watch a movie. Or if he said, okay, well, let's go over here and eat. And you may not even want to eat at that restaurant, but to keep him happy, you going to go. You don't even like the food. But to keep him happy, you going to go. Say, nah, baby, I don't feel like eating it tonight. Let's just stay home and cook. Let's save some money. We're going to stay home and cook. I'm going to cook you a great meal. What you like over there? Okay? Because I'm not going to let you make the decision that we finna go over there where I don't like to eat. But you can tell me what you like on that menu, and I can try my best to make it happen in this kitchen. Now, ask yourself, has your partner made any compromises for you? Remember in that other video I told y'all about how y'all love to talk about what y'all don't like, You tell them, I don't like you hanging with your homeboys. And he say, I don't care what you don't like. They're my homeboys. Well, you could have just said, babe, you spend a lot of time with your homeboys, but I need to spend more time with you. So he could say, you're right, babe. Let me go ahead. Okay, instead of me seeing the boys the whole weekend, I'm going to go ahead and just see them on Saturday night. But me and you going to do date night on Friday, and we're going to spend time together on Sunday. The compromise. If there is no compromising based on the thing that you had said that you needed and the thing that you liked, not your dislikes. I'm not talking about your dislikes. Those are your dislikes. Deal with them. If there is no compromise on the things that you need and the things that you like, that you have voiced to him, if there is no compromise, then get out of there. Because for one, it ain't going to change. He ain't going to never change. But if you are still finding yourself just looking past the fact that he's not compromising, you too have become emotionally dependent on that man or that woman or whoever. You will make a compromise. You'll make a sacrifice that you don't see the other person doing. That you go doing too much.
If the relationship is based on ego, it's not a relationship. You see that? Ego means you hear me, but I don't have to hear you.
When you do too much, it keeps you in a masculine space. That's why you always yelling, talking hard. Thou shalt not yell or talk hard to any man. This masculine behavior won't get you far, and you'll pick up speed to nowhere. Because he won't compromise. You keep talking, saying it. Thou shalt not ask a man to do anything twice. Simply ask another man and make it known where you'll get it from someone else. It's really simple. But you make it hard. Stop making it hard. He does not come before you. You come before him. Keep it like that. Now, another question you need to ask yourself, is your self-worth dependent on this other person. And what that means is if you always find yourself asking him, babe, do I look beautiful? Babe, you like this outfit, it's cute. You're still looking for validation from him. Emotionally dependent. If you know you look cute, if you like the outfit, whether he likes it or not has nothing to do with you. Okay? Because if he didn't like it, he didn't like how you looked or like the outfit, tell him to take you shopping. Go tell him to change it all. Make him invest in it. But right now, you asking him the wrong questions. You need to be asking yourself. You think I'm going to go out there and say, babe, you like my waves? Hell no. I love my waves. They waving. I'm swimming. Do I like this outfit? Hell yeah. I didn't even know it was going to be this cute when I put it on this morning. Would I ask a man, do he like it? Absolutely not. That has nothing to do with me, what he likes. You see what I'm saying? Because if he doesn't like it, take me shopping or take me to your hairdresser. But until that time comes, I'm not looking for you to give me validation on what you like. Stop looking for that, ladies. Sis, it doesn't matter if he likes your hair, if he likes your outfit, if you think you gained weight. You have to learn how to validate yourself. If you're still looking for compliments from others, if you're still looking for somebody to build you up here, and the moment they drop you back down here, now you blaming yourself, stop it. Build yourself up so that nobody can never knock you down, no matter what they think or what they say. Stop being so emotion dependent on others' opinions of you, which is why you don't feel like you are your best at anything. Or I don't like this outfit, or he's not going to like this hair. I don't care what he likes. You don't care what he likes. Because if he didn't pay for it, it shouldn't even be an option. It shouldn't even be a question. Next determination on your emotional dependence is, when was the last time you saw your friends? When was the last time he saw his friends? If your answer to his question is he sees his friends often, but your answer went down from, well, you used to see them and talk to them every day to now you talk to them every now and then, you have become emotionally dependent on that man. He is still having his life and choosing to be in those friendships. You have damn near cut off your family and your friends because you only want to spend time with him. Emotional dependence. You don't know how to separate you from him. There is no us yet. You assume that it is. So you have cut off all these people to try to make it all about him. He has not cut off one person to make it about you. That is a problem. You have got to learn to stop doing that. You got to learn how to balance relationship and friendships out. And both of them should be taking you places. And if neither one of them are taking you places, then you on the wrong ships. Get out of there. Now, you still need to be able to maintain going out with your girls, going shopping, talking to him on the phone, doing all of the things that you did prior to this man coming in your life, because you don't want him to feel like you are so emotionally dependent on him that if he's not there, you're going to crash and burn. That is unattractive. He doesn't want to be your savior like that. He wants y'all to be best friends. He doesn't want to be your only friend. Because if he's your only friend and now you want him to be home more often, you want to spend time more often. Remember now, this ain't your husband yet. You still dating. And when he becomes your husband, it still needs to be the same. He does not need to ever feel like he comes before you. But he needs to know he comes right after. And you will still make him number one in the household. In the household. Not in a relationship. Difference. You see what I'm saying? You're going to still respect him as the head of the household. But you're not giving him more than what you give yourself. Learn how to stop doing that. That is an emotional dependence that you can no longer afford. You've given too many parts of yourself to men. They have wrecked and damaged those parts. So now you feel bad. When are you going to give a lot? When are you going to give something to yourself? When are you going to be selfish with you enough to say, okay, well, me and Bae went on dates. We went on dates Tuesday and Thursday. I'm going to go ahead and chill on Saturday because I don't really want to feel like that. You don't do that because now you become so emotionally dependent on this man that you feel like you got to see him 7 days a week. He does not want to see you that often. He doesn't even want to reach out that often. That's like a mom. He doesn't want to be reminded of his mom. Step out of that. Sis. I keep telling y'all be going nowhere fast, picking up speed to still get nowhere. Another thing to think about is, what do you do when your man or your woman or whoever your preference is busy? Are you sitting over there twiddling your fingers, texting them, calling them, trying to see when they're coming back? Emotionally dependent if you do. Them people don't want that. They want you to, again, still have the life that you had when they came alone, man. They want you to still put in your attention elsewhere. Go get a hobby. Go get a second job. Go do something that doesn't involve you acting like you can't go an hour without this person. Nobody wants to be treated like what a son. That's what mothers do. They always checking on their sons. Don't stop twiddling your fingers and acting so bored. Go do something. Show him that you still have a life outside him again, because you still come first. He comes second. When you're so busy trying to figure out what he doing, where he at, you can't do nothing without him. There you go. Now you're emotionally dependent, and you're going to quickly run him away, because I guarantee the lady who doesn't do that has his attention. He's still trying to get her attention. He just wonder, he doesn't even know why she hasn't saw him taking his advances yet, because she's not paying attention to that. That's not her end all be all. But because he becomes your end all, when he becomes your end all be all, he just wants to end it. It's just too much. It reminds him of who? His mom. Nobody wants to consistently be reminded of their mother. They want you to be their woman. So put yourself first, ma'am. He comes second. And when he becomes a husband, you will treat him as the head of the household. Right now you are dating. He does not come before you. Not 6 months, not a year, not ever. It is very dangerous for you to be emotionally dependent on one person in terms of your self-worth, your self-esteem, but it also can be a life or death thing, okay? Because if this man has become emotionally dependent on you, or you become emotionally dependent on him, the moment that neither one of y'all want to be there no more, the only thing that somebody thinking about, if I can't have you, nobody else can. And that's for all these murders that we keep hearing about. Because when people can't control you, narcissists, they're going to do anything they can to take you out. That's women or men. So a lot of y'all look at this narcissistic behavior and you don't even realize that it's being played and ran over on you. And they want you to be emotionally submissive to them so they can always make you believe that if you do anything that they don't like, it's going to tear up the relationship. That's how dangerous you being emotionally dependent on somebody else is. Because if I know that your day relies on me, I'm going to do and say whatever I need to do to get whatever I need from you out that day. You're going to feel used. I'm just going to feel like you're being useful to me at that moment in my life, because I already know who my person is. You're not it. But I'm going to keep using you for me to get to that level so I can get in that same room with my person. It's very dangerous for you to be around here dependent on one person, thinking that you can't do, say, wear, up, whatever, based on this person, how they're going to feel, if they're going to like it, how they're going to react. Stop doing that. Your only validation comes from yourself. Outside validation does not exist if self-validation was never there. If outside validation from a narcissist especially is making you think and feel different about yourself, then you are the problem. How do I know? I became so emotionally dependent on one of those examples in my past that I would never go back to, that when I saw him look at a skinnier, light-skinned girl, I went home and beat myself up because I was dark-skinned. I went home and started trying to I got down to 130 pounds trying to thin out because I was wanting him to return that attention to me. Too emotionally invested on somebody who was not going to even marry me and still went and marry somebody else who was the exact replica of what he wants. I was never going to be that, but because I could not understand that, there me go jumping in head first trying to make all these changes to somebody who wouldn't even care about and didn't even notice him. That's how dangerous that is. That's why you have to understand that you have to let outside validation be outside. And the only validation you need is internal. Validate yourself. Don't look for a man or your mate to do it, because they may never do it. Or they will have you doing things that you think is getting their attention that you're still not. Another thing for you to stop the emotional dependency is for you to be upfront and honest with yourself and the partner that you're with. You got to communicate to them upfront what your expectations are, what your likes and your needs are. But you have to already have determined them. Your needs assessment, your self-evaluation, all of these things are going to help you be able to be upfront with these people from the beginning of what you expect and what you need from them. And then you can start again, on your active roster, documenting if those needs or things are being met. Because if they're not, you already know there's a closed chapter. And what is that? What is that commandment? Thou shalt not cut anyone off that will serve better as a friend. Every suitor won't be worthy of your love, so the friend zone him with no remorse. It's simple. If you are not clear about your intentions, your purpose, your desires, your needs, your expectations, your standards, then you're going to always be ran over on game. You're going to always be at the total end of thing. And you're going to be what? Unintentionally leading yourself on and these people. Remember I told you about, well, I'm going to see how you're not going to get any sex from me for 90 days. You're leading somebody on, think they're finna have sex with you. You might not even get to that point, but guess what? Now they know it's going to take 90 days, so let me love bomb you for 89. I'm going to love bomb you for 89 because I know on the 90th day you're going to give it up. Stop it today. And more importantly, mind the business that pays you. What does that mean? Understand your own emotions as you juggle multiple people. You have to know. Everyone will not get your heart. Everyone will not stand out. But if you find yourself liking each one of them for different reasons and now it has led to you having sex with them, this is going to be your fault. Emotional intelligence will allow you to understand that everybody doesn't deserve your emotions and definitely don't deserve your body. So you're not going to go into anything with that. You're going to go in learning how to juggle all of these people at one time so that you can find the person that is perfect for you. Not a perfect person. That perfect man does not exist. They do not exist. Your perfect mate does not exist. But they will be perfect for you wherever you are in your life at that time. Incorporate all of these things. Think about how emotion dependent you have been on people from now to in your past. In your self-evaluation, see where you went wrong. Glorilla said, I used to be a simp, but them my old ways. You used to be a simp, but those are your old ways. Now, they can't play with you on none of them days because you know. Tune in for our next episode tomorrow. We'll be further along this journey. Until then, subscribe, like, share, and follow. Have a great day.